This is great because I needed to get a little bit more of this done. And otherwise I would not have. I'm just getting this. This is Ultramarine Blue. I'm getting it butted up here against the turquoise so I can get that line of resistance, and then I'll come back with another layer of the turquoise. And it's not always perfect, but I'll get it fixed. I don't get it perfect until the end. Well, not perfect, but satisfactory. The thickness of paint and the depth of color to wear it. And then I'll come back with a lighter color over this, but there'll be a little edge of the dark blue underneath sticking through, which also plays a trick on the eye. And I love that. I love that outcome. Seeing the depth. Even though it's such a cartoony image, you can still play with the colors and create something else altogether. That's what I really love about it. Also, just the way the paint goes on top of the layer beneath it. It really feels good. And can create a motion that follows the line of the waves here. The motion of the ocean. That's what I'm going to put. I'm pretty impressed with the first coat of this blue. It's really darker than I had anticipated. It's looking good. True blue. It's hard to get into that real tight point with this big shrubby brush. It's getting a little flayed out from too much time in the water jar. Brushes usually last about a painting and a half, but I've been using this one the whole time, so it's getting a little bit worn out. This is Ultramarine Blue, which is the deepest blue that I know of, and it's one that I make several hues out of, several gradients from this blue, going lighter into the lighter spectrum. I usually follow this with a cobalt or cerulean, and then there's ultramarine light. But in between all those, there's variations where I add white to it to make a little bit less stark and a little bit more opaque. This one's kind of translucent just in its pure form, and it usually takes about 3 coats to really get what I'm after. But this will have a cobalt on top of it, which is that blue right there, and that's going to have a lighter color on top of it. So when you see the painting right now, you see these dark colors, but it'll end up being lighter in the end The green will get a lighter coat. This aquamarine color will get a lighter coat. Like that, like the bubbles. And the bubbles will get a lighter coat. Not everything does that. Some just get what they are, but I find for backgrounds, skies and seas and grass, trees, things like that need some depth. Especially skies and seas. But yeah, blue, I love blue so much. I don't know that I can say I have a favorite color, but blue is definitely one of my favorites. I'm pretty much a fan of the whole spectrum. And I like black and white. They're all so wonderful. And they all work together. And as we say in that song, the colors commingle like notes in a scale.
These are the days, these are the days, these are the days. These are the earliest days of the miracle way. These are the days of the earliest ways.
I really do think there's a very strong connection between music and color, sound and light. That's probably fairly obvious. I spent a lot of time thinking about it. As I make it the painting. My friend Carlo Arcesi used to say, and probably still does, he's the painter of cows. He paints cows in everyday scenarios. And he's Italian, he would say, I make it the painty. Now he lives in the Dominican Republic. But he used to live with George. He got famous painting cows, and I think Ralph Lauren, that guy, bought a few of his artworks. But once I confused a fashion designer who thought I was saying I make the panty, which I don't make panties, but she did, and she was worried that now I was going to be making them too. But she didn't have to worry for long. I let her know. I'll leave that to more capable people. I don't have perfect pitch, and I'm not a musician, but I have a special relationship with musicians, and when I make art with them, it all kind of really just comes together. Yeah, I've always kind of wondered if there was a whatever you call it, if they connected somehow between the notes, the music notes, however many there are. There's 16 or 8 or 12 notes, right, in Western music, and then there's the colors in the spectrum, which we know the general number is 7. So, if there was a way to correspond colors and sound, which I've always thought, it definitely connects somewhere. I'm not sure I'm saying this well enough to be. I've been so inspired by music, and if I listen to music when I'm painting, it really comes through so clearly. That's why I feel very lucky to have been able to do that with the band and be on stage with them while they're playing. It's just incredible. It really is far out.